Time for one more game. Give me the headlines. Presented by Hyundai, the final game, and that game was the first game. The Houston Texans defended their home turf against the Cleveland Browns. Not just defended it, they dominated. 45-14 was the final score. Your headline for this game is?
The Stroud pleaser.
Oh, my God, that's a good one.
The Stroudinator. I mean, whatever you want to say. Anything with the word Stroud in it sounds good, but the Stroud pleaser is what we're going with, all right? That's us hot off the printing press because he is pleasing all Houston Texans fans because they have a unbelievable superstar quarterback.
Yes.
Who, like, as you've heard me say all year, I've never seen anything like it. The story continues. And then to do that against the number one defense in football this year and just absolutely shred them and tear them apart with C.J. Stroud big throws was incredible. I don't want to overstate this, right? I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, but I really feel this, okay? He's like arguably one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football already. Well, that's how I feel about it. I mean, he is incredible. The way he sees the field, the playmaking ability, even though it's maybe not as like Allen or Mahomes, it's more within in the pocket between the hashes, but he's still the movement. It's more like Joe Burrow, as I would say, slippery son of a bitch, right? Yeah. Where you're just like, damn, he's just sliding and moving and finding a little place to throw the football. And then his release, the quickest in football, and then he can just throw any ball he wants, any way he wants, and he puts it on the money. And that's where I just look at it, and I know I'm making a bold statement there, but it's around top 5-ish already for football. We are watching a young superstar about to take over the league at quarterback.
So how did this happen? Because Peyton Manning threw 1 billion interceptions his first year, and he was Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Right. This should not happen.
Yeah.
So clearly he's very talented.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
What else is going on here?
I think that the offense brought him along the right way. Right. Early in the year, it wasn't like the training wheels are on. I don't want to say that, but they protected him. They probably ran the ball a little more than they should. Kept tight ends in the block. Let's play action pass. Slowly, they started to put more and more on his plate. And then I think really what happens is it was the ultimate marriage of quarterback and system, right? Where it was like, wait, this system likes to play action pass and, either throw little lasers over the middle or be aggressive and throw the ball down the field. And he's like, I can do both of those. I can get it out as quick as anybody in the game on those little Shanahan quick throws we see over the middle to Deebo Samuel. He can do that. Or he can go, hey, wait, Shanahan, you don't have a quarterback like this, but Bobby Slowick, he's got me, so he can draw up some of these plays you'd like to call, and I can throw in the 20-yard out route like it's nothing. Like I can just walk it there all the time. 25-yard in cut, on the money. Go route up the sideline on a wheel route. I'm running in the pocket, and I jump, and I throw it on the money. I mean, I can roll out right off the play action pass, and the tight end is supposed to run the corner route all the time on that route. Now he runs across the field. I'm good enough, coach. You can call that play. I can throw it 50 yards across the field. No big deal for me. That's where it kind of all worked, and it's just continued to grow and grow and grow. And I think D'Amico Ryans and Bobby Slowick have figured out how to play team complementary football and what makes sense for them, as we talk about with a lot of teams, and they know who they are and they own it.
Anastasia 026 says CJ Stroud, beyond damn okay.
Yeah,
this guy is unbelievable, cool, calm, collected against the best defense in the NFL. In his first ever playoff game, it was awesome watching him in person. Was there in person.
Ooh, way to go.
To watch it. Stroud completed 7 of 8 passes under pressure for 118 yards, was not sacked per Next Gen Stats, and that was the question, right? Myles Garrett has not looked as explosive lately, but they did still get some pressure on him, and when they did, he did well. Had
the shoulder pec thing about the third to last week of the year, Myles Garrett, right? And he did not look quite as dominant down the stretch, right? With C.J. Stroud's performance, it's almost like you got to go like, forget damn okay. It's just like, we got to rename it and just be like, holy shit, or holy crapola. Like, what the is this guy, right? I mean, it's incredible.
Do you really think you'll put him in the top 5?
He's dancing around there. he is dancing around there for me. I mean, off the top of my head, yes, he's up there in that combo. Now again, he might end up being 7, but I'm just, he's deserves to be in that combo. I will say that. You know me. I think the top 3 are still the top 3.
You're gonna have
but
some
I have
decisions
some juggling to do
because
once you get past that.
CJ's and Jordan Love's lines.
There's
were
some guys
basically
that
the
are
same
exactly
in the first playoff game. So here's what they were both 16-21. Stroud had 2 more yards. The quarterback rating was identical, and both teams scored like mid-40s.
And yeah, no doubt. And they
crazy.
don't dink and dunk. They attack down the field. And as we started off the pod, it's the same thing, and now we're going to get back to it. Both played defenses that are way over aggressive, and they were like, wait, all I got to do is I don't have to read a coverage all game. It's just going to be man-to-man. See, that's the other thing, too, where some of these defensive coordinators, they're meatheads. I don't know what to say. They're stupid. I don't mean to say stupid, but their approach and what they're thinking is going to confuse the quarterback is wrong at times. We're going to pressure him. We're going to play man-to-man. We're going to make this rookie make plays. When I was a rookie and people did that, I was like, thank God. I know it's a blitz. I know it's man-to-man. I don't have to read anything, right? I was more like when I was young, I was like, damn, I can't tell what zone is this? What's the safety doing? I can't tell if this guy's blitzing over here. Is he bluffing me? Whatever. But like the Browns and the Cowboys are just like, we're blitzing. It's man to man. That's it. End of discussion. And it's like, okay, good. Okay. Oh, I got a stud over here. I'm going to carve you up with him. I don't care. Man to man, do you think I care about I got to throw the ball against man to man? Like great quarterbacks don't care about that. They think they can hit anything anywhere. So they're not like, oh, gosh, they're going to make me throw into a tight window today? Mm-hmm. Do you think Tom Brady ever said that in his life? He was like, wait, is there a window or not? Oh, there's a window? I can get it in there. Great. So that's where they mess up in that department. And, we've hit on this before. The team that loses the first matchup goes back to the drawing board and goes, we can't play that way again. We got to change it up, right? And the team that won the first matchup, they're watching the film going, man, everything we did was perfect. It worked great. I don't want to I don't want to change the game plan too much. I don't want to do that. And you heard me in the pregame, and I wish I would have emphasized this more. I said, Cleveland, come out and be conservative, get a feel for the game. Because Stroud and them attack all year long throwing the ball. Slow it comes from 49ers, Shanahanville, which is like if they know what you're doing, they have no fear and they'll call any play in the playbook, right? And that's what we saw. So they made some adjustments, kept the tight end in the block, and then they knew Cleveland's going to play man. They're going to do it, so we're going to use it against them. And like the Packers had a lot of plays that were basically like, we know you're going to overplay this to such a point because we do this a lot that we're going to have something off of it. And you're not going to be there. And that was really kind of the theme of the night throughout and throughout.
Here's the Nico Collins touchdown, the little screen. Good run after the catch.
Right. And watch how it goes again here. So it's like, we've seen them run this little inside zone, outside zone play, all the time. And as you watch this restack and go again, watch how the front 7, the linebackers, let it play now. They all fast flow with the motion of the play. Look at the backside linebacker. He's crossed the center already. So this is the shit they saw, and they went, wait, we got to use some of our bread and butter plays against them. They overplayed it so much in the first matchup that we got some stuff here if we can just call and have a new wrinkle to it that they won't be able to defend it. And that was kind of the theme of the night to me.
That was such a great point by you and Devin, too, is that can get into your brain. If you've won the game, you're just like, we'll do the same thing that we did before where the other team's completely thinking the opposite.
And then they didn't adjust in the second half, and they kept doing it.
What did they do? What happened on the Brevin Jordan 76-yard touchdown? How did they open that one up?
Another great play. Same type of thing. And we'll watch it re-rack here. Next-gen stats. I love these dots running. Here's the 75-yard touchdown up the sideline, right?
It's a fast dot.
Yeah, and hey, Brevin Jordan, he's a good little player. Right. But here we go. Pause it real quick, okay? So running set, right? It's Bobby Slowick, the Texans. They're usually pretty patient with the run, right? It's from the 49ers and Shanahan. They like to run the ball, okay? Here you see it's 9 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage for the Cleveland Browns. They're going to fake the run to the left and boot to the right. And what they do with 9 is they keep him into block at first. But they know, again, Cleveland is so aggressive that when a guy blocks in a pass play, the guy who's covering him goes, they tell him what we would call green dog, fast fill, whatever you want to say, to where, hey, he's blocking, sitting there waiting for him to go out in a route now. Go get the quarterback. Run in there. So you're going to see, watch number 6 on number 9. He gets going to play, Pete. He blocks. He's getting blocked by number 9. He stays with him. He's okay, he's blocking me. Here comes the boot. I'm going to get rid of this guy and go tackle the quarterback. He's trying to block me now. I'm going to become a pass rusher, right? And now 6 leaves number 9, and this play was all just for this. It's all it was. It's all window dressing because they knew they were going to get this. Hey, block him for a 3 count, then let him go. He'll rush upfield. You just throw it over his head for 5 yards, and then there's going to be nobody there. And again, that was another example of using their over-aggressiveness against them. And almost every big pass play you heard me yesterday in the game, I was going, they're just – the reverses they did were off their good runs. They're going to fast flow to the run. Let's run a reverse. It was all that all day long.
So you've talked about this Browns defense as being, 2015 Broncos. You said they could win the Super Bowl just through this defense if Joe Flacco didn't mess it up. He messed it up in this game.
He messed it up. The defense messed it up too, though.
So they did.
Yeah.
So what was it? Was it that other teams just did not think of doing this, or did they play significantly more poorly in this game than they showed the rest of the year?
No, I don't think some of the other teams have this quarterback, have the ability to throw the ball down the field to this capacity, and then this Bobby Slowick's real. So he's willing to think outside the box and go, let me think of a few things. And as we always talk about too, and I don't know why it's so pronounced in the NFL, but once coaches get put in a, hey, you're asked and go home if you lose this week, these are guys that are usually conservative by nature. Hey, I like what I like. I do what I do. This is what I want. I want to just stay here. We've only coached this. I don't want to try that new. Our guys haven't repped it that much. I don't know if they won't mess it up, whatever, right? That's how coaches are. All of a sudden they get in these scenarios and they're like, we haven't ever practiced this play, but we can't win this game this week unless we run a few new plays and gash them, or we're going home. Right? And that's what happens. And I think that's generally what happened all together. And they started to sit there and they're watching all week and they're going, we got to do some curveballs off our normal fastball stuff because they're all over that. And I think that's where they really took advantage of them. But that's where I know I was on Joe Flacco right in all year. I've been on all of it, though. That doesn't need to, even the defense. I know I haven't ran into it like Flacco where I'm saying ran it in. But even with them, as much as I love it, I was still having points of the year that I said on PFT and here. I said, not every play has to go for the 5-yard loss. Not every play has to go for squash them so they get nothing, right? Every now and then you got to go, wait, this formation, this might give us a problem here. Let's be a little more conservative. If they get the 5-yard gain, that's fine, but we're not going to give up the 85-yard touchdown pass. And to me, there was no guardrail for that with them. Let alone the same thing on the offensive side of the ball with Joe Flacco. And, yeah, you laughed and made fun of me, and now everybody has rain it in. But what I was worried about, to me, the play of the game, the moment of the game was 24-14, and the Browns were in field goal range, and Flacco was going to get sacked, and he just threw the ball up, and it became the 82-yard interception return, and that ended the game. Cleveland was still in the fight at that point. Kick the field goal. It's 24-17. Maybe your defense can make a play. But instead, they tried to win it on one play. And like you always hear me say, you can't win it on this play, but you can lose it. And they lost it.
They tried to lose it on this play, and then the next play after that.
Oh, the next play after that. Exactly
right. We have the dots for the 82-yard interception return. Do we, Pete? Do we have that? Just so we can hammer home the point. So Pete's getting that. Derek Stingley was very good.
Derek Stingley was good. Steven Nelson was good.
Steven Nelson will show the interception.
The pass rushers made a difference.
Will Anderson, 7 pressures, was awesome in this one.
Right.
Joe
Amari
Flacco,
Cooper was nowhere near 100%.
Nowhere.
That hurt them.
Nowhere.
Right.
So here's the dots for it, Chris.
Yeah, and you're going to see here, Flacco's going to look to his left, and Elijah Moore on the left side here is running a slant and go. So he wants a double move. And this is where Flacco could be a little crazy. So as you let it go, he's got pressure. He knows he has the double move open for a touchdown. It's open. He's got it. But he's got somebody hanging on his legs, but he's still like Joe Flacco, like, I'm going to throw it and get it there. And he can't get it there. And it gets picked, and it's see you later. And, yeah, that is to me where they were just a little too reckless, not conservative enough that way, not playing the right way to what their football team is, right? And I think that ultimately is what came back to kind of bite them in the butt in this
Chris
one.
Machine 4 says, very disappointed Browns fan here. Between us and the Cowboys, who both had a top 5 EPA, expected points added defense, are we officially out on the defense wins championships era? From my point of view, I would say, no, you just ran into C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love playing at a very high level.
Yeah, I don't think we're out of the defense wins championships era. It's not maybe as prevalent as it was once, 20 years ago. I think that was really something you could certainly say. Right? We see it less now, but the Patriots had a good blend of good defense a lot of those years, right? We just talked about the 2015 Broncos, certainly, right? The 49ers are a team that have had a top 5 defense, and they're going, been deep in the playoffs. And, hey, the Ravens are the best team in football, too. To me, it's defense can win championships, but you can't just play the same defense all game. That's the problem. That's what I would say. That, to me, would be the difference between the defenses that won the Super Bowl the last few years, had a lot of different variety, had like, oh, wait, this team could attack our man-to-man. We got to be able to do something else. The Bucks, they adjusted. Oh, no, we're playing Kansas City. I like the blitz and play man-to-man, Todd Bowles, but I'm not against Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes. We're going to play cover 2 that night. Oh, we won the Super Bowl. So, defense is still very important. We know that. But you got to be multiple on that side of the ball.
Yeah.
And that's where I look at like Buffalo, Baltimore, the 49ers. There's just more things they can go to in their playbook as compared to maybe the Cowboys and Browns that are always like, let's blitz, let's play man-to-man. And that just becomes too predictable at some point.
Pete would like to finish this by thanking Greg001 for inspiring him and the Texans to take $20 off of Chris Simms.
Do I owe Greg 21
I don't
money
think
too?
I don't think he officially took the bet.
I
You
just
owe
owe him.
Pete.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm just messing with you. But Pete was like, I'll take the bet if you want to take it.
At Greg001, you were right. I mean,
Yeah.
he said a lot of things. C.J. Stroud throwing the ball, Browns defense on the road,
on the
not
road,
the same, right?
Flacco on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
So good for you. Way to teach Unbuttoned how to do a football podcast.
We'll send you a T-shirt whenever we
And
make
I
one.
don't like you because now I got to give $20 to Pete. Okay,
Yeah.
I like you for your help to the podcast,
Yeah.
but I don't like Pete that much, and now I got to give him $20.
You would have rather given it to Greg001.
I would have. That's where I keep going back to it. I'm like, Greg, I'll ship you it. I'll give you 40 just to
Yeah.
not give Pete 20. I really would, but too late now, and now I'm stuck. And
Pete's
I'll
already
give
spent
Pete
it.
his 20 here in a few
He's already
minutes.
spent it. That was Give Me the Headlines, presented by Hyundai.
Yo, what up, homies? Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Right now, we got Sunday Pod, right? So you can have it Monday morning. We recap all the action. Wednesday, it's the What the Happened podcast. We're going to get deep in the weeds on the key matchups of the week. And then Thursday, I'm picking games with that jerk Florio. So you know where to find us, homies. Keep watching. Peace out. We'll see you.